Hello everybody, this is Jerome and welcome to this new webinar. So today we are going to discuss about how to grow your business building apps with an app builder like GoodBarber. So this webinar is for people who want to create apps for their customers. So web agencies or people who already have customers for whom they made a website and they want to propose new ways to develop their business to their customers with native apps and also web apps. So in this webinar, we're going to see 4 points. The first point will cover the advantages to use an app builder to create your apps. Second one will be how to use GoodBarber, the main principles of how the product is built and what are the best practices to use it. The third point will be how to become a reseller of GoodBarber and what are the benefits and the privileges for resellers. And the last point will be answering your questions and giving you an overview of our roadmap, what we are working on right now, and what we are going to work on later on this year. Okay, so let's start to the first point. Let me just, okay. What are the advantages to create your customer's app with an app builder like GoodBarber? So to enter the app business, you have several options. You can hire developers and they're going to create apps from scratch. And if you choose this option, you'll need to at least get one good developer on iOS, the language used to build native apps for iPhone, iPad, and iPods, and one good developer on Java, the language used to build native apps for Android. So if you have the budget, if you have the good resource, you can go for this option, and it will give you a lot of flexibility because your developer will be able to do anything you want. It should be able to develop it. But in terms of budget, it's a high budget you have to have to be able to go to this option. Then you can decide to use a tool like GoodBarber, an app builder that will ease the work for you and make you gain time, and also be able to give a friendly and usable interface to your customers when it comes for them to use their app on a day-to-day basis. Because building the app is one thing, delivering it is another thing. But once the app is built and delivered and available on the App Store or on Google Play, people are going to download and use it, and your customer is going to use the app to interact and to engage with this audience. So he will need some tools to be able to send notifications, to see who the users are of the app, and also to have some insights about the analytics, how many downloads, how many monthly active users he has, etc., etc. And here comes the best part of app builders, because they provide you the interface. You can use yourself as a reseller to build the project of your customer, but also you can share this interface with access rights to your customers so that they can use and modify some parts of the app and also run the app on a day-to-day basis when the app is live. So that's the first main advantage. The second is also the budget. App builders, and GoodBarber works like that among them, use a subscription-based model. So you pay a recurring fee, a recurring subscription to access the tool and to be able to build, deliver, and manage the app when they are published. So it ranges from $16 per month to $200 per month, depending on the features you want and if you want to become a reseller or not. So today we are going to speak about the reseller plan. So the most advanced plan we have, where resellers can subscribe for a single monthly subscription and build as many apps as they want to build their project. So I propose now to jump to the second part of the webinar and to show you how it works. We are not going to make a deep review of how the product works. It will be done on another webinar, or you can replay some webinars we've done on that. But I just want to show you the main idea and the way we've decided to build this product. I saw in the Q&A, so some attendees have already sent some questions, and you are asking me what are the main advantages of GoodBarber compared to other services. So I just want to show you the interface and explain you what were the choices we made when we start to build the product. So let me share my screen, and we're going to see that very quickly. So here, this is the homepage of GoodBarber, the place where you can create your first project. And when you have registered to create your first project, you will enter what we call the back office, the interface you use to create your project. So let me choose a test project. So when you jump inside the interface for the first time, you will see a 5-step process to guide you to build your app. So in this interface, it's divided in 3 parts. So you have here the main navigation on the left. On the center, you will have most of the time the real-time preview of what you are doing, and on the right-hand side, the contextual panel where you can find tools to customize your app. So we have chosen to put a lot of effort and energy on the user interface so that you can be at ease in using this product, and you will see that you don't need any coding skills to be able to build an app with this product. And the effort put on design and user experience in this back office was also put on the design of the app itself. So here you have the real-time preview of the app, and you will see when you use it that it respects all the guidelines to create very beautiful apps and very easy to use and intuitive apps. So the main idea behind GoodBarber is to use patterns and templates that are ready-made and that you can customize to build your own project. So it starts at the beginning with the possibility to choose a theme. So we have more than 50 themes that were made by professional designers that are ready-made. You can choose one and use it to customize your project. Sorry. And once you've chosen the theme, you will be able to go deeper in the production process to customize your app. So let's start with the first element that is very important to decide and to choose is the navigation mode. So as you can see on the right-hand side, on the panel, you have different ways to browse your app, okay? The selected mode is now the swipe navigation. So with this kind of gesture, you can access the main menu of the app. But you can change it to select the tab bar, little swipe, grid, and one of the 8 navigation modes we have developed so that you can choose what is best for your project. So for instance, if you have a lot of entries in your menu, you may choose the swipe navigation because you can show just after one swipe a lot of entries in your app. If you have less entries, you can select the tab bar or the grid. So it's up to you to decide what is best for the project you're developing. So this is the idea. We provide some templates, you choose them, and then you can customize. So for instance, let's change here and select the tab bar navigation. So I have the real-time preview of my modification. And as you can see here, I can change the icon of my section, or I can even upload a personal icon if I don't find what I want in the library. So this idea of deep customization of templates, you will find it all over the product. So let's enter more deep into the product. So once you have put together all the pieces, all the big pieces, the menu, the header, the body of the app, the splash screen, the icon, you will enter in the content part of the product. You will create content inside GoodBarber, or you will connect external content and synchronize it with GoodBarber. So adding content is one thing, but also displaying content is managed inside the product. So as an example, here you see there is a first section which contains articles. You see that you have access to those patterns you can select to display your content. So actually the template is number 4, but I can switch to number 1 if I prefer, with a thumbnail on the left, title, and metadata about my article on the right. Or I can choose something more visual, template number 5, where I have a headline here, and below 2 other articles in the headline and the list. Okay, so each element in this presentation can be modified: background color, background border colors, etc., etc. And you have also this level of personalization to the article level. So here, if I enter an article, I can choose one template to display the article the way I want. So here I have the toolbar up with the image of the article on top. Okay, I can change this layout to choose something that is more familiar on Android applications, for instance. So I didn't show you, but you have also the real-time preview of your work on a tablet, and you can rotate the tablet to see the results when it's in landscape mode. So here, when you switch to tablet or mobile view, you don't do the job twice. You do the job once in one view or the other view, and the system will automatically choose the best layout if it's for a smartphone or if it's for the tablet. This is what we call adaptive design. So for each time we create a template, we think about this template on a mobile and on a tablet. And for you, choosing one template, in fact, means choosing 2 templates, one for the mobile and one for the tablet, and it's done automatically. Sometimes we need some specific elements for the tablet version, and if it's the case on the template you've chosen, you will see in some places here in the contextual panel a tablet icon here, for instance, showing that this element, if you modify it, the modification will be applied only to the tablet version. So this is the main points I wanted to highlight regarding the way to use the product. So everywhere in the product, you will choose a template that has been imagined and designed by an experienced designer, and then you will be able to customize it to fit your project. If in your team you have developers and people who have coding skills, you still will be able to access our APIs and also our settings files in order to tweak and to find workarounds when sometimes what we have proposed in the interface is not possible to modify. Let me explain. In our system, here you see only one part, the back office in one part, but the system is composed with 4 parts. So the first one is the back office that you use to customize your project. The second part is the iOS engine, the engine that builds the native iPhone and iPad version. The third one is the Android engine, and you have the fourth element, which is the web app. So the web app is an HTML5 version of your app that users can use on computers or also on Blackberries and Windows phones and any other mobile that is not iOS or Android. In the native engines, iOS and Android, we have a lot of backdoors to propose much more ways to display the content, much more effects you can apply in the app that can be accessed only if you modify the configuration file of the app. This is what we call in the backend the JSON view of each section. So when you are a reseller, you benefit from the most advanced plan, and each app you build is built under the advanced plan features. So by default, you have access to the developer option and the edition of the JSON file. So you will be able to access this file. So you need to be careful because you can wreck everything if you don't know how to modify this file. But if you do, and if you follow our webinars, and also if you look at our tutorials on YouTube, you will learn how to make deep customization and deep modifications on the native apps. On the other hand, if you have developers in your team and people with coding skills, they will be able also to create plugins. Plugins are sections inside your app that will run their own HTML5 code to provide a feature that is not already available in GoodBarber, or that is very, very specific to your project, and that we are not going to make it right away, and because it's not in the roadmap. So plugins can run by their own inside the app, and also they can discuss with the native core of GoodBarber using some APIs we provide. So for instance, if you need to know in your plugin if your user is registered or not, is signed up or not in the app, our APIs will tell you yes or no, and you will be able to modify the behavior of your plugin based on this information. So I think I've covered all of the points I wanted to highlight in the second part, and I propose now to switch to the part number 3, how to become a reseller. So let me share my screen to explain more deeply how it works. So in each GoodBarber back office, you have here in the main navigation a menu called add-ons. So in this menu, you have access to extra features that can be free or paid options, where you can, so in order to put more features in your project, okay? And in this add-on menu, there should be here, but it's missing in this project because it's one of my test projects. Sorry. You see it here, a menu called Services Resellers. So if you enter this menu, we will present you the reseller offer, the one I exposed at the beginning of the webinar. And you will be able here to provide the name of your reseller account, choose the subscription, 200 euros or dollars per month, depending on where you live, or 2,000 per year, where you can save 400. And here we ask you to choose what we call the alpha project. So all the attendees who are already resellers in this webinar know what the alpha project is. It's the project that is used to manage all the other projects. So once you've chosen this project, you will be able to access an interface that we call the reseller interface. So this is here my interface as a reseller, where I can manage all the app I have within the product. So I don't know if you noticed, but yesterday we put some new features inside this reseller dashboard. I will cover them next week in a new webinar. We will review deeply each features. But the idea of this interface is giving you quick access to each back office that you manage in your reseller account. Make it easy for you to create new apps right from the reseller interface. That's a new feature. So now you can create apps directly from your reseller dashboard. And you can also link existing apps into your reseller account. So each existing app you link to your reseller account will benefit from the features reserved for the resellers. So if I am adding an app that was a paid app as a regular customer before I become a reseller, this app will be set to free and will be and all the billing information will be linked to the alpha project. Okay, and this app automatically, when you add it in your reseller account, will be upgraded to the advanced plan. So this app will benefit from all the features that can be that are available in the advanced plan. And from this interface, you can open or close projects. So if among your customers, some of them have stopped the relationship between with you, you can close the application. So the app will stop work, even if it's published on the stores. And you can delete completely the app from your reseller dashboard if you want. So if you do so, this app will be taken out from your reseller account, and it will become again a regular standard project among the GoodBarber platform. Okay. From this reseller interface, you also have the ability to customize the user experience inside each back office you will manage. So if you want to put your brand, if you want to change the branding, if you want to change the URL of the access here, if you want to change the URL to access the backend of each of your projects, you can do it from this interface. And if you want to customize the package name by default for Android applications, we will cover this in the next webinar very deeply. You will be able to do it from here. Okay, so this is the idea behind the reseller dashboard. You can also give access to this dashboard to your team, and people in your team will be able to create new projects and also access projects they are authorized to access. So up to you to decide if you give access to all your team to all projects or not. That's the same for your customers. Customers shouldn't access this interface because it's really dedicated for you, the resellers and your team. As you can see, it's branded with the GoodBarber logo. But in each project you create for a customer, you can create a team, and for each people in the team, you can set the user rights and the right access to pages. So for this user, for instance, he cannot access the content management system and the submission page, and he cannot manage the sections, but he can send push notifications, he can see who the users of the app are, and he can see the comments, the audience, and the monetization. If you want to give more access to this person, you can switch his user rights to administrator, and you can open or close different menus. When you see the GoodBarber logo, it means that if you give access to this person to this page, he may see somewhere in the interface the GoodBarber brand. So be careful. If you want to hide as much as you can the GoodBarber brand, don't give them access to this page. If it's not a problem for you, if you prefer when you are selling apps, when you prefer to say that you are using our product in order to use all the marketing material we provide on our portal to show your customer that you use a strong product in the app, you can give them access to those pages. There is no problem. So that's what I wanted to show you around the reseller dashboard and how to become a reseller and what you can do when you are a reseller. Now we have 15 minutes left. Maybe it's time to enter the Q&A section. So I will review all the questions you've asked and try to answer them as precisely as I can. So I start with one question from Ben. So comparing to other app creation services, we found some features like Facebook album and Yelp integration menus, catalog, coupons, loyalty card missing in GoodBarber. Do you extend functionality section from time to time? So yes, we work on the product every day. So the team is composed in two parts. You have the developing team with product managers, developers, and the marketing team with the support and people who try to make GoodBarber grow. And so the team work together every day, and we give feedback to the development team of what is missing and what customers are asking. And also product managers from the developing team give us an overview of the roadmap. So maybe it's time now to give you some information about what is coming next inside GoodBarber. So in June and July, so this month and the month that is coming, what is going to be released concerns events, users, notifications, connectors, and design. So for events, we have received a lot of requests from people who want to be able to create events inside GoodBarber. As for today, when you want to display events in your GoodBarber app, you need to connect to an external service like Facebook events, Google Calendar, or WMaker events. The internal CMS, what we call here the MCMS, the mobile CMS, is a very, very powerful feature. And when we released it 2 years ago now, we started to gain new users because they came to GoodBarber because they wanted to go up first and they wanted to be able to create their content inside the product. So in this month or next month, depending on the progress, the test, and the time for us to release it when it's totally finished, you will be able to create events in the content management system. Then we have another story around users. So you've seen that a few weeks ago we have released a feature where you can close some parts of the app and open other parts of the apps. So make a public and private parts inside the app. So users can register. So now it's time to to give you access to the user list and give you the ability, the possibility to make this list public or not, depending on what your customer wants. So having a list of users inside the app will be possible. People using the app will be able to make their profile public if they want. And also, we will give you the ability to import and export users. So when we released the authentication feature, a lot of people asked us to be able to connect and synchronize users with an external service, and most of the time it was their website. So this will be possible. Importing and exporting with users will be possible in the coming weeks. Then we have a big story on notifications. This week we've released a new system to send push notifications. Because of the growth of the product, we had a lot of notifications to send every day, and the queue to send them was growing a lot. So we had to re-engineer the whole way we handle notifications, and now this task is done. Now we handle it very quickly. We have changed the way the notifications are dispatched. So starting from yesterday or Monday, the new system is working. For you in the interface, you don't see any changes. It's the same interface you have to send notifications. And the story I'm speaking about now for the few weeks that are coming will concern new push notification settings. You will be able to send more targeted, more precise notifications. Users will be able to choose what notifications they want to receive. And also, we have worked on geofencing and iBeacon technology. So you will be able to trigger notifications based on a geofence, so a region you select on a map, and each device that enters this area will receive notifications. So geofencing will work outdoor, but it will be also able for you to put iBeacons indoors somewhere, in a shop or in a museum or in a city hall, and build and send notifications to people when they approach a beacon, or when they go out of range of a beacon. Next story we have is around connectors. We are going to create new connectors for the music industry, with SoundKick connectors, for instance, and also new connectors for maps. We've received a lot of requests so that people could import points in the maps, in the GoodBarber map system. So it will be released June, July. And the next story and the last story for those 2 months will be design features. We try to keep the product up to date as much as we can in terms of design, user interface. So we will modify and make some improvements in the existing sections so that your app keep being up to date and stay beautiful. So I realized that there was a question on that. What are the new features in your roadmap? So I've just answered it in this question. Let's move to another one. Is it possible to create an internal chat to the app for customer service, or integrate one push-to, for example, to WhatsApp? Okay, so there are 2 questions here. Sharing content into external services like WhatsApp, Pocket, Facebook, Twitter, etc. We are working on a new sharing system. We are going to use the default sharing system in the OS. So now, when you want to share some content in iOS, you use the old sharer we've developed 3 years ago. And since then, since the release of iOS 8, I think, or 7 or 8, Apple gives developer the opportunity to use the default sharer inside the OS. So it will be available in GoodBarber June, July also. It's already available in Android. In Android apps, we use the default sharer. And how this sharer work? In fact, each time you install a new app, so it could be WhatsApp, could be Kik, could be, I don't know, Gmail, the system knows that if you are in another app, you can share using this app to this network. So you will be able to, people who have WhatsApp installed inside their phone will be able to share content into WhatsApp from the GoodBarber project, GoodBarber app. Okay. So the next question was about are coupons loyalty card in your roadmap? Yes, it's in the roadmap, and it's for August, September, October. It will be in this period that we will release features around loyalty cards, coupons, and also we will release in August, I think, the big booking package after the acquisition of Moogly. Maybe you've seen it on our blog. We have acquired a company that was specialized in booking management, but on mobile, not on native, on web apps, not on websites. Sorry, not on the mobile. And so now we are integrating this technology inside GoodBarber, and this big package, booking package, will be available. Sorry, in, I hope, August. Let me select question from the end of the list now. So one question from Mark. Will you charge for app submissions to stores? If so, will you give resellers a discount or quantity pricing? So when it comes to submission to stores, the rule is you use your developer account or you use your customer developer account. Up to you to decide what is best for you. Okay. What we do is we propose an option you can select if you want us to help you and to do this process, this submission process on your behalf. So this process is time consuming, and it's something that you need to be very careful when you do it. And it's the pricing for this service is $50 or 50 euros, depending on where you are on the planet, for us to make it both for iOS and Android per app. So that's the actual pricing for that. And we are trying to reduce the time and the cost to make this process, but we didn't find the solution yet. So as for today, it will still be 50 per app for both platforms. Next question. Sorry. So question from Amal. Hi Jerome, any news on the integration with WooCommerce, the e-commerce plugin for WordPress? So big news around WooCommerce. It has been acquired by WordPress last week, I think. But yes, e-commerce features, it's in the roadmap. So what I've given you, what I've said before was the very close roadmap. What is in the pipe right now and will be released in June, July, and August. But after that, we will work on e-commerce features. So what we plan to do at first is to build e-commerce features inside the internal CMS. When it's done, we will be able to create connectors to use external services like WooCommerce and others like that. So next question from my friend Rune. in Norway that helped us to translate GoodBarber in Norwegian. Do the GoodBarber team offer any kind of custom plugin development for the resellers? Okay, so our goal was to, for resellers, is and was at the beginning to be able to help you creating plugins or custom features. The situation is today that we don't have, the team is growing, but it's not growing fast enough to be able to handle the requests from resellers and to be able to work on the roadmap. So our plan is to be able to do that in the near future. And as I speak, part of the team is in Lisbon to hire developers, iOS and Android developers, and to participate in a conference hosted by an incubator in Lisbon. So our goal is to grow the team very quickly to be able to provide some services in terms of development. Today, what we do is when we receive a feature request or custom development request, what we try to do is to see with the reseller if it's possible to think this feature the most generic as possible so that we can take it, maybe modify the request a little bit and put it into the roadmap so that the team can work on it and provide it to the whole users of the platform. This is the way we handle the custom development request as for today. So next question from them. Is there a possibility to buy out, get the source, or transfer an app to another reseller directly to the customers, another GoodBarber account? So you have to differentiate the app published on the source and the access to the back office. So giving access to the back office, it's easy. You can give access to your customer and you can ask us to make him the owner of the project. So he will have the owner administrator privilege. In terms of what happens in the stores, if your customer has his own developer account and the app is published under your developer account, what you can do is to transfer the ownership from one account to the other. Once it's done, your customer will be able to rebuild the app using his own certificates and make an update in the stores. So for the user base, for people who have downloaded the app, the change will be seamless. They won't see that there were an ownership transfer. But yes, it's possible to transfer an app to another reseller or to another customer. But you need to think about the back office. You need to think about the app if they are already published or not. Okay. So I have a question from Shen. Marketing is always a big topic for anyone starting a business. Do you have some suggestion or is there any support from GoodBarber? So we are working with Alexandra, which is next to me, and she said something to me that I didn't understand just a few minutes ago. But we are working on a white label, what we call the white label content marketing. So it's in progress. It's almost finished. We have created some pages. Now it's inside the back office, hidden somewhere. You won't find it because it's not published yet. But we have created in the online help some entries where we give you some materials, some argumentation, some points to develop when you are in front of your customer and you try to sell apps and to explain the benefits of using an app. It's published. So it's published in English. It's under the reseller section in the online help. And you can use this material, you can reuse it, you can copy paste, you can change the terms, you can use it as you want to create your own marketing proposal. Our goal is to improve this and to create as much material as we can. It takes time, but it's a task we have in our to-do, and we try to stick to it and to deliver regularly this kind of content. So, next question from Shen. What kind of pricing strategy I should take as a reseller to start? Resellers use different strategies. So some resellers, what they say to their customers is, I'm using this product. So could be WordPress if they use websites, if they create websites, could be GoodBarber if they create app or another app builder. They are very clear about what tool they use to create the project. And by being transparent on that, they can leverage on the brand of the product they use. And what they charge for their customers is the service, their added value in creating the project for them. So remember that when you create a project for a new customer, you save them a lot of time, and also you provide your experience as an expert of app building, and this is what they charge. So they can charge the setup of the app. They charge also maybe some consultancy, and sometimes they can charge also content edition, content creation, and some maintenance, because GoodBarber is a product that is evolving, and each time we release new features, maybe you want to apply those new features to your already created app to your customers. So this is one way to make your pricing strategy. Other resellers prefer to be the single point of contact and the single brand their customer will see, and so they charge a recurring fee to use the solution, because we charge to them the recurring fee, and also they can charge extra services they may provide. So those are the two pricing strategies I see most of the time. Some resellers, depending on the customer they have, they charge one fee for the job. And what they do is, after a defined period of time, maybe 1 year or 6 months, 1 year or 1 year and a half, they will go back to see the customer and say, maybe it's time to make an update. And they will make the update of the app and charge for a new fee for that job. So those are the strategies we see most of the time here. Okay. So I'm a reseller now. Question from Vetfix. I'm a reseller now, but I don't have the experience to submit the app. And GoodBarber can send that for 50 per app. Is it possible to make a special plan to submit in the future the apps, or integrate the actual reseller plan? So I have already answered this question. It's 50 per app, both for iOS and Android. Next question. Amal, any timeline for the white label app for GoodBarber for customers to send notifications and see stats, all like what we have right now for GoodBarber? Very good question. Yes, it's a big project, and so there are some technical issues to fix, and we have not decided yet what would be the technical choice to create this white label My GoodBarber app, because you've seen that we update My GoodBarber on a regular basis. because each time we release a new feature, this feature must be embedded inside My GoodBarber so that you are able to use it on the app you're creating. Okay, so there is it's not well synchronized between the capability and the features My GoodBarber app has, and what the app, what features the app benefit from. Let me explain better. It's a bit complicated. So let's imagine we have version 1 of the iOS engine with all the features. It's revision number 1. Then so revision number 1 is applied to My GoodBarber and is applied to all the apps that will be built with this revision. Then we release revision 2 with new features. As soon as we release revision 2, if you hit the publish button inside your GoodBarber backend, the app you are going to build will benefit from the revision 2 in the iOS engine. And that's the same for Android. But as for My GoodBarber app, we have applied the change to the app, but the app has just been sent to Apple to be released as an update. So there is a difference of 7 to 20 days. We wait for Apple to accept this new version of My GoodBarber so that it can be released on the store and you can use it and benefit from all the features in revision 2. But meanwhile, we wait for Apple to release the update of My GoodBarber. We still work on the project. And so what you can do with the back office when you build a new app will be always even better from what you have in My GoodBarber. Okay? So this is very complex even for us. And if we duplicate several versions of My GoodBarber in white label, this problem will be multiplied. So we need to find the right technical solution to try to avoid this problem as much as we can. So as for today, I'm sorry, but I don't have a clear view of when this white label app will be available. But what you can propose to your customers to test the app is to install on their phone the ad hoc version. So if you get the UDIDs of their phone, you will be able to build the ad hoc version, and they will be able to see the real app on their phone before it's released on the stores. So question for Ben. Can you also show the reseller dashboard for managing multiple apps and the client users? It would be great to have a peek on that too. It was done. Is it possible to create an internal chat to the app for customer service or integrate one push, for example, to WhatsApp? We have discussed this already. Any comments about the e-commerce and commerce with PayPal? Already covered. Could I export the user's detail? So this is a question from Thailand, I assume. Could I export the user's detail into CSV or Excel file? If I have a lot of users in my user list, I think I could copy it one by one. Good question. I need to check in the interface. I think it's possible, but no, it's not possible yet. It will be in June, July, the import-export users story. So it will be available soon. So is GoodBarber using Angular Ionic? And if so, can you build your own function into GB using AngularJS? So you can create your plugins and install your plugins inside the back office. Next question from Amal. How about the hybrid app, an online app which they can easily access from the phone? So you have you always have the possibility to give a link to the web app of your project. So as I said, we have 3 engines: iOS engine, Android engine, and HTML5 engine. And if you give the link to this web app, users can just launch the browser of their phone to access the content you have in your app. Last question from Napak. I can create folder under plugin section. Should this feature allow us to create or upload folder? So I saw a ticket in the support about this, and I have asked the developing team. I think it's not possible to create folders. So you need to put them, all your files at the root level. So it's not a super convenient way, but I will ask if it's possible to enable creating folders. How about grid layout for menu? Should GoodBarber allow us to change icon? So yes, you can change the icon if you use the grid menu. And what you can do also is use one template called the from scratch menu, where you can build your own menu using HTML. And it will point, each entry in this menu will point to a native section inside the app. Next question, do you plan to add native Windows Phone apps to iOS and Android? So we did Windows Phone a long time ago with the first versions of GoodBarber. So it was the prototype in 2010, and then in 2011 with GoodBarber version 1, it was possible to create an app for iOS, Android, and Windows Phone 7. Then Microsoft changed the system to Windows Phone 8. So for us, it meant rebuilding the whole engine to be able to build native Windows Phone apps. And so the market wasn't there, because we saw that in our pricing strategy at the time, you choose a subscription based on which platform you wanted to have. So it was, if I remember, €10 for iOS, iOS plus Android 20, iOS plus Android plus Windows 30. And people bought mainly iOS and Android. Very few people were buying for Windows Phone. So when they changed their system, and when it meant for us to rebuild the whole engine to build Windows Phone apps, we stopped. And we prefer to develop the web app instead. So as for today, we stick to this. Okay, so I think we have covered all the questions. If the answers were not accurate, you can open tickets in the support. I will answer to them, or also you can write on the event page on Google+. We will answer to you here also. And so I'm 15 minutes above the expected time frame, sorry. But I would like to thank you for attending this webinar, and I say you bye-bye and see you for next webinar, maybe next week, to detail the new features in the reseller dashboard. This is one webinar I want to make. And I see also a lot of error in the building process. It's not because of bugs of the system, it's because maybe it's not very clear for resellers what distribution certificate they need to choose when they build their app. And this problem occurs mainly when people have more than 2 apps in the platform, and this is the case for resellers. So I don't know if you prefer a tutorial or if you prefer a webinar to explain you how to build an app when you already have built apps with GoodBarber. So you can answer in the Google Plus page if you prefer a tutorial or if you prefer a webinar, and we will do what you prefer. Okay, thank you very much, and see you in the next webinar. Bye.